You know, I said about the girls going aboard the ships, right? And they'd travel around. They knew where the ships were before we knew where they were going, right? They'd know how, but they'd always ask us, how long has it been in? Normally, by the time they've discharged in Liverpool and gone over to Birkenhead to load, the crew have got no money because they might have been in about a week or 10 days, right? So they go over that side. But nevertheless, the girls have still go over there. And in Birkenhead, there was no coppers on the gates. They said they didn't need them, but I think they should have. But you just walked in like you're walking in off the street, right? So the girls were happy with all that. Because on the dock gates where the coppers was, they had to bribe, the taxi driver had to bribe the copper, right? But nevertheless, the point that I'm getting at is this, especially Birkenhead, I've seen it with my own eyes, right? And I've stopped it a few times, certainly in as kids' summer holidays. That's when the young girls used to come down. I've stopped a job in the Gladstone when I found out that you know, there was young girls about. And when I say young girls, I'm talking about of school age,
yeah.
You know, 14, 15, like that age, and made themselves look older. So I've stopped the job, and I've gone to the old man himself, and I said, if you don't do it now, right, you get them kids, because that's what they are, get them kids off this ship now, or I'm getting the police here, and I'm going to compound the ship. Now it's up to yourself. Well, he'd say, well, I don't know nothing about it. Well, I'm telling you, get it done. And next thing you see the kids going off, right? Furthermore, and I've seen it with my own eyes in Birkenhead, right? You know what they used to do, the crew? They used to make the girls take their clothes off and they give them a boiler suit. And they wouldn't be able to move because he has got air gear. And he just kept it there till the ship was ready to sail. That's how dangerous it was.
Yeah.
Now look at the next step. Imagine the ship's going to sea tonight. She's in the cabin, right? Nobody knows she's there. As soon as it goes through the locks and starts going down the river, you throw it over the side. I know it's frightening to think of it, but that could have happened. I'm not saying it did, but I've seen them with where they've had the gear taken away from them.
I've taken many of them off the bottom of the gangway and out the gate.
Mm.
The one we were on the maintenance.
Yeah.
You know those yellow Sansa fans we had.
Yeah.
And you used, when we were on nights, you'd be going around the dock all the time, checking the bridges, and you'd all come out to the Norseman.
That's right.
Which was like the nightclub.
That was in Bangkok.
Yeah. What was the pub on the corner?
The
Dominion.
The Dominion.
With the fella on the roof.
Yes, yes.
So you'd all be in the Dominion, then you'd all go in the nightclub, then you'd all come out of there, and you'd say, oh, can you take us here, can you take us there? You know, I mean, these weren't kids, these were all, you know, the girls that did it all the time. Yeah. And you'd be in the back of the it was like a minibus, and you'd have like coats over them, and the bobbies never stopped us. We just used to put the light on and they let us through. So we used to take them, and then a couple of days later, they'd be coming down the gangway, and you'd take them, they'd be on the ship for like 2 and 3 days. Because my mate used to say, have you made a few bob girls? And he'd go, oh, we haven't done too bad. And he'd say, well, hang on about our taxi fare. And he'd always, say, oh, lads, have a drink. Yeah. But that was the place, wasn't it?
Right.
The Northman.
I was on a ship in Birkenhead. Keep shouting on about Birkenhead, but I'm just making a point. Right. I was working at the ship, right, and a man I know, his daughter was on the ship next. His daughter was actually on the ship next ship on. Right. He didn't know, of course. Imagine that. That's the sadness. Now, the thing was, the girls would ask you questions. Certainly, you get to know, or they say, go and see. They weren't soft. They know this. Who's the steward? So you go, yeah, what is it? You go, how long's it in for? So they start asking you, cross-examining, and like I can speak back slang. So everything I could talk, if they could speak Pakistan, I could speak it to them and say, you know, we got, you know, and we'd talk, and the crew wouldn't know, nobody could know, and I'd tell them that there's no money, they're skint, but what they have got, they've got beer, right? So I said, get some beer, right, for the lads. Not good enough, good as gold. They always get. Even if there's nothing for them, they get it, right? I give it to us, for the lads.
And you always seen the same ones, didn't you?
Yeah, there was regulars.
I mean, there's some scary ones.
Oh, some you wouldn't fight. I'd be frightened.
Some of them you wouldn't set fire to them.
I wouldn't like to go home and tell them I've lost my wages. That's what I'm telling you. They were hard, and they come from all over the country. Not just Liverpool girls. Come from all over the country. And the funniest one, sorry, just the funniest one was going on nights on a Friday night, and I'm just casting your mind back. Years ago, on the BBC, they used to have what they call a midnight movie. A midnight movie was on a Friday night and Saturday night, and that's when, because the television used to finish about 11, half 11, right? But they used to have this. So we're going, when you get over the other side, once you get to a certain point, there's only dockers going this way. Right, and there was a couple of girls going in front of us, right. So we caught up with them, and the lads are talking to them, and they said they've got no money here. They said, "Oh, we're not worried. This is true." They said, "Oh, we're not really worried. You see, there's a ship coming in on Monday. This is the way we're planning it out. So we'll stay on here till Sunday night." They had it all mapped out what they were going to do, right. And they said, and most of all, we want to watch the midnight movie. We were like, what? Like that? I said, yeah, that's how easily they were pleased, you know what I mean? They were just looking for somewhere to get their head down, shelter, so they moved on to the next one. That always stuck in my mind, the midnight movie. I don't even watch it anyway, but you know. And desperation stakes with them. And some of them they give you, virtually give you anything you wanted in that way. But you know, they got money, they'd say, yeah, get some ciggies. You know, like the lads wouldn't take anything off it. And because we were educated, that could be that's someone's sister, someone's mother. You know, because she's doing that, doesn't mean she's a bad person. I used to constantly say this, doesn't mean she's a bad, you don't know the circumstances.
You got kids in the house.
You know, it was so sad. But you know, it was a life down there that you'd never dream of. You would never dream of.
You ever see the ginger Scotch girl?
Oh,
I remember her name.
What's her name? She said, yeah. She was like Scotch Margot or something like that.
If it's the same one, she had 3 kids and her husband was in the neck. That's why she did it. You know.
What year is this?
Oh.
Yeah, well, I can go back to you know, I can go anything from, you know, let's be modernised it a bit. I'd say from the late 60s onwards. Yeah. But they were there beforehand.
Yeah.
They were there beforehand, but
you made it mobile.
No. And the thing was, I always erred on the side of caution. I used to say to them, look after yourselves. For God's sake, I used to have blind with them. Look after yourselves, never mind, like that. And I said, no, we're only on the twilight, or we're only on nights, or this or that, you know. So, are you going to be? I used to say things like, "Are you going to be here tomorrow?" Well, because you're looking after there. Where do you go? I used to say, well, where are you going next? Well, we don't know yet. We're waiting for me mate. God, didn't have mobile phones then. It was a dreadful life that they had, and I'm sure they didn't choose it.
But I mean, there was only, I mean, all the pubs that were down there, there wasn't, how many did they use? They only used certain pubs, didn't they?
Well, they wouldn't let them in.
Yeah.
They wouldn't let them in. The manager wouldn't let them in, because he knew they were on the game. And people, you know, you might go out for the drink and go in there and go, I'm not putting up with that. But there was one, like, round Sandhills there, in the Atlantic, they were okay with them there. They throw them in the back pile. They had a back lounge. They throw them in there. They say, you can have a drink, but you get in there.
Yeah.
Like that. It's that type of thing. There was a strange way of life, you know what I mean?
The landfall,
Ah, that was
the
the ship.
Norseman,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
Dominion.
yeah. The
What about,
Atlantic.
I can't remember, did they ever used to go on the A1?
They won at Lloyd's.
Yeah,
And it was further down by the
Yeah.
Dublin. Yeah.
but that's where what's name was, the landfall, wasn't it?
Yeah, opposite.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Well, the landfall was originally by the pier head.
Yeah,
It used to be, you know where the pool was?
yeah,
It used to be there.
yeah.
This is a ship, and it was like a nightclub,
Yeah. An old landing craft, wasn't it?
and he used to be there, and they you know, because obviously didn't have many nightclubs then, but it was somewhere where you could go and have a drink, and get served till the early hours, you know.
But that was all where the girls would go there, because
Yeah,
a lot of the
still
seamen would be in there, you know.
Mm. It was, you know, I hope, I mean, and you know, the police were in on it. Police were in on it. No, it hasn't changed. They've gone more sophisticated. They might go to hotels and things like that. But the trafficking of women and children is like, hasn't changed. In fact, it's got more sophisticated.